Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po ay natutuwa na naimbitahan po ako ngayong hapong ito para kayo ay aliwin ng konti. Magandang hapon po, Mr. President. Nasaan ba si Mr. President? Hello po. And ngayon ko lang makikita ng personal si Mr. President. Ang Pogi pala. Nahiya? Ang Pogi pala na Mr. President. Totoo pala yung sinasabi nila. Oo. Tall, dark, and handsome. Yung asawa ko din po, dark and handsome. Nagkulang po kami sa tall. Pero okay lang po. Anyway, maraming salamat po sa pag-iimbita ninyo sa akin ngayong gabi. Magandang hapon po ulit.
Po kayo. Do not clap too much. After 6 years, wala na kami. Secretary Carlos Dominguez, Mr. Cesar Dulay, Mr. Nestor Valeroso, Lance, the Bureau of Internal Revenue officials and employees, large taxpayers, officials, fellow workers in government, my beloved countrymen. In every event, the PMS Presidential Management Staff prepares a speech to dalawang minuto to, uwi na tayo. Problem is, I do not read my speeches because I do not know how. I tend to go out of the ambit or the topic of the day. And I usually, pati nagmumura ako. Kaya sabi nila, basahin mo na lang sa English, Mayor, kasi you tend to be emotional. I am not, actually. It's just my style of talking to people. I've been around for quite a time, and I do not give speeches. I just talk with the audience better, and I can communicate yung ano ang gusto ko. Kasi bago lang ako na presidente, and baka hindi nyo ako kilala talaga. Ako po'y probinsyano lang. At kasama ko noon sa aming kabataan si Carlos Dominguez III. Yun talaga siya. Kaya naging finance kasi mahilig sa pera. Noong kindergarten pa kami, ang baon niya could buy itoron and i-barbecue. Ang amin, biskotso lang. So that how life was in the province. Was our consistent valedictorian. Kindergarten hanggang taas. But, kaya nagkaroon ng hotel yung Marco Polo, pati maraming pera. Nadagdagan na ngayon, pero hindi sa kanya. And I choose him because he's my childhood friend, and I trust him. Doon nung second year ako napaalis ako sa eskwelahan, nagpaiwan sila. It took me 7 years to finish high school. Sila, they were already from sa labas. I was still struggling to finish high school. But I finished my law course on time. Dulay and Bellew were roommates in front of our room. Ang kasama ko si Asay. Talagang si Asay, magsalita, akala mo, oh, I'd like to talk to you, that we're going to... Ganun talaga. Even in his dreams, when he's talking, I was talking about things that you can hardly, discern what I thought about. And kaya sabi ko noong, but he's bright. Anak ng pastor yan eh. Buti makilala niya how I stumbled onto them. Billy is from Baguio, Bebot is from Isabela. Bebot is a son of a judge. Ano kami yung cabinet ko almost probinsyano yan. Hindi niyo alam. Tugade is from Cagayan Valley. But he's bright. Valedictorian niya namin sa law school. Talagang bright. He's a billionaire ngayon. May pera talaga si Tugade. So, pinilit ko lang rin yan. Kasi ayaw niya magtrabaho. Malalaki si anak niya. Sabi niya na-turnover na niya. Sabi niya, pagod na ako. But he was the top honcho of Delgado Shipping when we were students. Yet. So, ibig sabihin na talagang nakapwesto na sa buhay. Halos lahat yan sila mga bright. Pernia is from UP, si Briones used to be National Treasurer. They're really brilliant people. Ako, would you believe it, I never got more than mga 79. Hindi ako umabot ng 80. Pero yan sila lahat, suicidal, very conscientious, mga bright yan. You can read whatever yung sinusulat namin. Pero yung sa awa naman ng Diyos, ako yung 75, 76, okay lang naman kasi nakatapos rin. Pero ang destiny talaga, sabi nga ni Billy, sometimes yung mga 95 pati valedictorian, nagtatrabaho lang sa 75. Ganon lang ang buhay. Wala akong, totoo yan, marami, kilala niya ako, marami kayo dito. And even the military, Manila, George. I have no outstanding achievements to present to you. Wala pagyabang na ano. All I have is a common sense. A strong one, maybe. A horse sense, maybe. Yun lang ang pagpatakbo ko. But I have... I hold it as an article of faith. Nung na-mayor ako, na if I cannot improve the law and order of the city, there can never be any development or progress that can happen. And Billy used to work there sa Alcantara. Para lang magbarkada-barkada kami noon in Davao. And I told them that pipilitin ko to. We must have order and we must have peace. Otherwise, I would consider it a failure sa aking pagka-mayor. Though I coasted along for 23 years as mayor, then one term in Congress and one term nung panahon na si Inday, yung anak ko, ang naging mayor. Yung panahon binugbog niya yung sirip. Bantay kayo na mayor na naman ngayon. So, yun ang alpha ng pamilya. Maldita talaga. So, wala akong ibang pinilit ko. Nandoon kami sa crossroads after the martial law. And I was appointed, I was a prosecutor. And I never wanted to be a politician. And I said that if you want to repay my mother for leading at least one of the leaders of the Yellow Friday, tatatlo na yan sila noon magmamarcha dyan sa Davao noon. 3, 4, 5. But sabi ko kung if she means anything to you at all, sabi kasi ng nanay ko, ayaw niya. Sabi ko ako, from a prosecutor, judge na lang. Kasi ang income can release, I can send to my children to Manila to study. Pero kung sweldo lang ng prosecutor. So when I became OIC Vice Mayor, I was just saying that after this stint, you might want to place me in the judiciary. But would have wanted to join the Sandigan Bayan. But fate nga, I quarreled with the OIC mayor and found myself running against him. And I won. And I never lost an election since then until I became president. So, ganito yan. What I'm trying to relate to you is something konektado sa statement. And my mission dito. I'm not a valedictorian, I'm not an eloquent speaker. I am not faithful to my wife, that is why I have to. I drink even when the doctor says stop drinking because I have a bad case of Barrett. It's esophageal erosion. All the things that the doctor says, sa kabila ako. Kasi pagkatapos ng sumakit, punta ka naman sa kanya. Ngayon ang doktor, baski nagalit, pero gagamutin ka. Nung na-mayor ako, started with the criminals. And ang problema kasi yung malala masyado. Because aside from the mga drug lords, everybody who wanted to be known as an anti-communist, yung Alsamasa, was handed a firearm freely. And in the barracks itself, mayroong lathe machine doon, they were producing paltik and giving to everybody. And of course, it is quite successful kasi lumaban ang tao. They were really maybe dead tired of the abuses of the communists. And ako naman, on a higher level, magkaibigan kami because we share the same horizon. Maybe not in all points of socialism, but I was never a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines. But yung mga land reform, yung mga I was there all the time. And even as mayor, doon talaga ako sa mga tao. But I also saw to it na I do not antagonize capital. Medyo naglaro-laro lang ako. So yun, all those years, sinabi ko nang I laid down the rule, at totoo yan, huwag na natin taguin, magbubulaan pa tayo. Sabi ko sa mga kriminal, pati durugista, get out of my city because I will kill you. If you destroy the youth of my city, talagang papatayin kita. And that was the rule of the day. How many? Mga dalawa lang. Kinig yung mga human rights, baka isa lang. Tanong na lang kayo doon sa Davao kung ilan. So when I became president, ang aking mindset or paradigm maybe of running a city afflicted with drugs, hanggang doon lang sa standard ko sa Davao. But when I became president, already had the access of all information, lumabas sa akin like a can of worms. Hundreds or thousands. And that is what you saw before on TV. People, ang mukha parang Walking Dead, zombies, lining up, surrendering by the thousands. So I was really horrified. And the only thing that I could really react to was, ganito, stop it, or I will kill you. Do not do drugs and destroy the youth. Umabot na ng 4 million eh. So if it's 4 million, you are creating a sector of slaves in my country. They are addicted to a chemical to fatten the pockets of the drug lords. Kasi mas mabuti pa yung binili mo sa Africa sa slave markets. Mapakinabangan mo pa, mapatrabaho mo. Itong mga to, 6 months to 1 year of constant use of shabu shrinks the brain of a person. How am I now? What will I do with this 4 million sick and insane? At kung hindi mo patayin ko. Kasi kung hindi mo, they will go out again and commit so many heinous crimes. Just like dito sa Manila, hold up on the streets, and public alleys, and public utilities could no longer be used by the law-abiding citizens. Either dyan sa truck, hold upin, pagbabarilin, babae, lalaki, pati bata. Ay, kaya ako sabi ko hanggang 75 lang ako kasi ang utak ko pang gangster talaga eh. Sino bang bright na gangster? Puro ugok mo niya. Hindi ito pwede. Ngayon, said, kung hindi ito nakikinig itong mga tanginan to, hindi ko sinabi, I will order the police to kill you. Ako. So dito ka nakatutok sa akin. Kung maabotang kita, talaga papatayin kita. At kung sinabi ninyo nagawa ko, maraming beses na. Pero sabi, extra, galing na ako, na-late ako, pardon me, nag-AKG ako. Not feeling well. Sabi ko, masakit man ang puso ko. Pagdating ni Dr. Del Rosario sa Cardinal Santos, dala-dala yung EKG niya. Sabi, wala man diferensya ang ano mo. Baka ano ka lang sa EKJ. Sakit mo, extrajudicial. Kaya she was called in a snarl sa traffic. Kaya ito. Magbailan nga sana ako, nag-chapter na ako. I was really like, so, first thing first, disorder and crime must stop. I have 5 years, so many months to go. I will try. I will not say that I will succeed, but I will try. Talagang banggaan ito. Hindi say that takutin ako ng mga human rights doon sa International Court of Justice. I can rot in whatever prison you'd like me to be in. Wala akong pakialam. Ang taong kung ano ang destiny ko, then that is my destiny. You know, nobody dito sa kwarto na ito, do not be offended. Mabuti lang dito kung isa, dalawa bumoto sa akin. Sige, taas yung kamay, be, kasi lumanuhin kita. Wala nga akong isang barangay captain sa Manila. Doon sa rating, 43. Kaya ako naman, hindi ako do not ever, take it, embrace it totally, ang rating. Kaya maniwala niyo. Kasi ako, I never expected to win because sa rating. Sabi ko na wala ang pag-asa. But then because there was no candidate talking about Mindanao, I had to throw in my card. Kasi ito warning ko lang sa lahat. And I heard itong nag-frame ng 87 Constitution, they would never allow it to be amended because it's the best, the most humane, blah, blah, blah. Buti ka lang yan. Sabi niya, si ano pa, sabi niya, over my dead body. O di sige, over your dead body. Patuloy tayo. O ngayon, ang gusto mo, dead body lang para. Maraming dead body dito. You know, if you do not give the Moro of Mindanao the very setup that they think could mean salvation for them. Kung wala iyang federal setup, you will never find peace in Mindanao. And so Mindanao cannot be fully developed because there is war and there is so many fronts. I am facing the drug front, the communist front, and the insurrection in Mindanao. Remember, mabuti kayo nagkita dito, and I'd like to thank you all for sharing this moment with us. na invitation. Para you learn, wag na yung taxes, magbayad lang kayo ng tama. This I can promise you. There will be no corruption. It behooves upon you to stop it. The first whip of or suggestion na maghingi, murahin mo, sampalin mo, putang ina ka. Ako nagbabayad dito ng tama. Huwag mong magic-magicin yan. Kaya baga mag-reassess uli, hindi ko na makuha yung pera mo. Kayong nagpaiwan sa BIR, no offense intended. Alam ko hindi kayo. Pero yung unang suggestion paghingi, you just have to be assertive, that is all. If you can assert against people in government, okay na tayo. Because in the airport, sinabi ko, huwag magbukas ng bag. If it is just 1, 2 piece of luggages. Huwag mong... Kami ilang beses na yan. Not only once, twice. Pag kami ang magpunta ng abroad, mga mayor, congressman, senador, paski ilang bag mo, isang train, bag ng luggage, bag. Lusot yan, may salot pa. Putang ina pag yung mga OFW, kung anong pinaggagalaw ng tapos kukunan pa. Sabi ko, sampalin mo. You create a scene because it will come to my attention. Then I will call for the idiot and explain to me why. Anong nakita mo sa putang inang bag na yan. And that goes for everybody. Customs, lahat. At saka yung permit. Each department of government, NEDA, it takes them forever to process papers. I'm giving them 1 month. Exactly. Lahat. Agriculture, defense. 1 month. The directors are given 15 days. And I want them to report the first in the office and the last to leave. I do not want papers not signed because the office head is not there and nobody is going to sign except himself. Cut the signing authority into 3-4. Wag na yan na maraming lamisa. From one desk to another, it travels forever and you have to look for the idiot who will sign it. Usually yan, after lunch, nandoon na sa mall, nanood na ng sine, bakante yan. You do that and I will ask the civil service for a summary dismissal. Pati mga polis. Kaya yung polis pinare-training ni Bato, I countermanded this offer. Gusto ko sila mag-report, putang ina nyo dyan sa Malacanang. Dyan sa tinutulugan ko, maglinya kayo. Bukas, sabi ko. Hintay kayo dyan, huwag kayong pumasok dyan sa bahay ko. Dyan kayo sa labas. Tang ina ninyo. Gusto ko maglinis sila ng Pasig River. Maraming... Total, bayad ba sila? Different kind of work. Yan namin sabihin ko magpulis ka. Putang ina mo, magkukurap pa na lang dyan. Hingi dito, hingi doon. Manghulda pa, pinapatay pa. Hindi lang man yan. It's not the first time actually. But in fairness also to the Philippine government and for the information of the South Korean government. Just an information. I do not want a quarrel with your country. We're the best of friends. Maraming Pilipino dyan sa inyo and in Davao, there are a lot of Korean students. Pero in Cebu, malakas ang negosyo ng hawak ng Koreano. Drugs, prostitution, sila yung mafia dyan sa Cebu. Doon sa Davao, walang Koreano. Alam mo bakit? Tanong na lang kayo dyan sa... may nahiya ako. Sabi ko. So,